Hello LEGO friends, Matt from Brooks here, and in today's video, doing a thought video on this set right here. It's the Ideas Otter set. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back. So this is not a mock review, this is not like a land sponsor review or anything like that. This is just my thoughts on this particular set. I will note that I bought this in April of 2026, about a month after it came out, and I built this on my Twitch 4-year stream anniversary that recently took place over there, which I'm very happy about. Give me a follow on that, just to make sure. Now with that out of the way. Part of the reason for me building this and buying it was, again, that my Twitch community is named Otter Country. There's a long story behind that, but it's been that way for like 3 years. And when the LEGO Ideas submissions revealed that there's an Otter set, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever that happened, there's kind of a running joke in there that, of course, me, Matt, I'm going to get that set because Otter Country, because why not? However, I will note that I was not a fan of that original submission. I'll put a picture of it up here. Not a big fan of it. I didn't like it. I felt it looked a little creepy. However, when LEGO finally published the official release of their version of the set, I was enthralled. I'm like, oh my god, yes, that is perfect. I love it. I'm going to get it because Otter Country, and why not? So, just some overall thoughts about this build. I will say that a lot of parts were invested into the bottom, the base of this build. Bricks, plates, etc. I don't know, like 5 or 6 bags out of 11 felt like they were just building the base of this before you got to like the otter and all that stuff. And this is pretty heavy. And there is not a place to, unfortunately, hang it up. If I turn it over here, I'm trying to do this one-handed. There's not a place you can actually hang it up, per se. There's nothing underneath it like an art set or anything has. Which, to me, is a little bit of a bummer, because I would love to hang this up somehow. Although it is a bit heavy, so I'm not exactly sure I'm going to do that. But just, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that got invested just into the base of the build here. And then these two sections here right on the side. And then over here were actually later parts that you put on after portions of the outer and all that stuff were assembled. So it's just interesting that they chose to do it that way. The original set did not have the little baby here. This model does, which I think is an adorable little addition to it. It just feels a bit more right. Also, what really gets me is the face of the entire head of the otter feels a lot more realistic. Let me get you this here, which I don't usually show in video, but I will here. So this is one of the mascots of my Twitch channel. This was generously donated a while back. This is a sea otter. That's a sea otter. And you can see they're pretty close. The look and feel is pretty spot on. Isn't really a tail. These are kind of flipper-like, so it works. These are much more flipper-like compared to that. But it definitely works. These arms can rotate a little bit. You can open and close them. Here's the other one here. That head can move. The little mouth can open and close. I think it looks adorable with it open. But yeah, the head, the face just really gets me. I think it's absolutely adorable. They're laying in a little patch of seaweed, which actually is fairly common for them to do when they're resting. And they love to rest on their back, of course. That's a thing that they do. Before you build the baby, which we'll get to that momentarily, you actually place this little clam on its belly. Otters are actually known for picking up little rocks or having little rocks that they use to break a clam open to eat the clam and to get stuff out of it. And I like the fact that they actually included this as a little part of the build, because it kind of symbolizes what they actually do. You can see that the legs here, they do move in and out. You can adjust the little toes as part of the flippers here as well. There is a little tail on the baby, but the bottom one, the main one, doesn't really have an obvious tail. And I think it's just because of the nature of how it actually had to be built, the body and all that stuff. So the tail could be like hiding underneath it because it is on its tummy anyway, or on its back. But let me go ahead and take the little baby off. You can see how it looks with that. Alright, and with the baby removed, you can kind of get a better look at what's going on here. They did a fairly good job with the texture, making it try to look like it's fur. So I don't fault them for that. They actually did pretty well. They have a couple of jumper attachment points here where the baby connects onto it. And it's stable enough with that, so I'm happy with it. I like how this can rest on there. It looks like it's eating off its tummy, which they're also known to do. To be honest, looking at this and then you look at that, that's adorable. Like, I just love how cute it is. So the face is adorable. I can't get over how cute it is. So I like the fact that they started the design with this, and they actually have you finish it up by doing that first to show you that that's what you can do. And then you can take this off and put it off to the side, like I had here, and that's where the baby actually will rest on there. Let me show you the baby separately. Alright, here is the baby otter. And I think the way that they designed this, I think that the baby is supposed to be sleeping. Looks like its eyes are closed. It can rotate its head a little bit. Front arms basically can move in and out like this, so you see like little paws. Can't get much more rotation other than this, which is fine. It's not meant to do a lot. Then it's got the little legs. The back of the body can move around a little bit. So theoretically, you could kind of be like this, but because of how it looks on this one side where it's supposed to attach, it's not going to be the greatest that way. It's really meant to be displayed on its side, laying on its mom like this. You can poke the head up. This does not open up like the mom's mouth does, but it does look adorable nonetheless. It looks like a cute little baby with its mouth closed and it's sleeping. The tail is really cute. It does go in and out like this. Again, the back can rotate a little bit like this. Although, when you have it attached, I'm not sure how much you're actually going to do with that. But I think from this angle, the way that they've done the look of the fur with the browns and all that stuff, it works pretty well for what it is. It gets the point across. And again, this was never included in the original ideas build. This is something that Lego designed as part of their revision of this build. So there we go. We got the baby back on its mom's tummy, which also is very common. That's what they do when they're taking care of their young. They have them on their tummies. So there's a lot of realistic things to this. They got the ideas right, so to speak. How it lives on its back, how the babies sleep on them. They got the flippers and all that stuff. They got the fact that it cracks open, clams with rocks. That it lives in, it hangs out around seaweed and stuff like that. But, at least as a sea otter. A little bit of vegetation here. This is not part of the set. I just put it in there because this is where it all started with this little otter that came out in January of 2023. So I put him on there just for the added effect and the cuteness of it. You know what? There's not a lot of negative things I can say about this, other than the fact that the frame itself is pretty heavy, and I don't know if there's a good way to hang it up. Which is a little disappointing because I would love to display this on the wall and have it just hanging around looking. I'm going to have to figure out where to put it. But this goes for, I believe, 120 US. Is it worth that price? It's not bad. I enjoyed the build experience. I had a lot of fun with it. I will note again, there's a lot of focus on the base before you got to the Otter itself, but I think that's a necessity to make it look as good as it does. So I don't have a lot of complaint about that, but it took a lot to actually get to the point where you're building the Otter, which is of course the main thing here. The baby was bags 10 and 11, the last part of it. But I am pleased with the build. I have no regrets about buying it, and it's going to be a wonderful display piece for me. I would recommend maybe waiting to see if there's a sale for this if you're unsure about it. Maybe around $100 perhaps. It has 1,234 pieces, so you can take that for what you will. But again, a lot of it goes into the base as well as compared to what the actual Otter build is. So those are my thoughts. Overall, I'm thrilled. I think it's adorable. I love it, and I have no regrets. It was absolutely worth it. So I recommend. There you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Lego Ideas Otter set. It's adorable. great build experience. I had a lot of fun doing it during my Twitch 4-year stream anniversary in April 2026. Again, I think it's worth it. I know that there's some divided thoughts on this, but I definitely feel this is much, much better than the original idea submission. Well, I'll do credit to the designer. That one didn't get me. This one won me over. No question. So I do thank them for that. I thank LEGO for redesigning it in a way that made it very lovable and adorable for me. And like I said, as always, built this and other great stuff over on my Twitch channel at Brooks Bricks. Make sure you follow me there. And make sure you subscribe here as well. Hit that like notification bell, comment or thought below, all that good stuff. Thank you for listening to my thoughts on this set, and watch for all more great content coming soon. Bye for now.